What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Blade Dragons podcast. I'm Alex,
And I'm Elliot.
and we are going over our monthly review of the latest Beyblade X episodes. And we've had 5 since we've last talked about Beyblade X, and it has been quite a roller coaster. I do believe that the I think the last episode that we talked about was 24, which was the first part of Common and the other dude,
Bird.
Burn, yeah, their battle. And
Hmm.
then it sort of left us on a cliffhanger. So we got to see the end of that, and then we get into some really interesting stuff. I gotta say, for this batch of episodes, the anime was actually kind of good.
It was very solid. We saw some features that we didn't expect to see. Battle period, let alone in kind of the situation that they put the battles in. We saw some newer characters or older characters make an appearance, and it's like whoa. But let's just jump right into it, and we'll let you guys in on what we're talking about here.
Yeah. So, starting with episode 25, this episode begins with a second reveal of Chrome at the beginning. Now, Chrome and Burn were talking to each other in the beginning of episode 24, and it seemed like Burn was planning to push Chrome out of the top of the X Tower and just completely take over. And at the time, it seemed like Chrome was rolling over. However, we get a second look at that interaction right at the beginning of episode 25, and Chrome is not happy about that. He goes
Mm.
insane. Like, he doesn't, like, get any aggressive or anything, but he's very straightforward that he is the best. He knows what X means, and there is no way that Burns' Baytime shift is going to have any impact on his standing as the best.
Yeah, it was so cool that we've seen Chrome, I think, in all three episode two straight, and his character is a lot better than what we were planning. Like we didn't know exactly what kind of character he would be. Common's funny. Burn is kind of a nice villain. Like he's kind of two-sided. That he has evil intentions, but is always like super cheery about it.
He's like the he,
But
he's like
yeah,
the big corporate who like just buys everything. He's the businessman.
yeah, and then we have Chrome that is literally a beast. Like there's no way to just say like he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's after, and he's a lot stronger than even we really anticipated with what we see in this episode. But the introduction here with Burn versus Chrome was super cool because once again they did the really nice sunset, and the video animation was just super set, super sick. They talked like businessmen, and Chrome didn't back down. So someone stood up to Burn, which was really funny, saying that he's been kind of walking over everyone for the last 5 episodes or more.
Yeah, it was crazy to see, and I'm really glad that they're starting to get more into what Chrome is about. I like that they're showing his more, not necessarily villainous side, but his more intense side, so we could see more than just sort of his smiling. Oh, hey, I'm the top of the X Tower guy. It's really cool to see him develop like this, or rather, we get let in on more of his personality. So I'm very excited to see if he will be the final boss at the end of the season.
Hmm.
But right after this, we get back to the battle, and we get the Extreme Dash burning maneuver from Burn, and we get a just lovely animation here. And then it's revealed that both Beyblades were overfinished at the exact same time, which was pretty insane. This was something that I think they'd done in the manga as well, and translating it over. And this time it definitely felt really good because, once again, very different from the manga. They showed Bird and Multi's battles first, and then Burn was the last battle, which I think was a really smart decision for the anime, considering the way that Burn leaves. I've complained endlessly about it in the manga, but it was really great how they did it in the anime.
Yeah, very sick battles once again when Burn's in the stadium. It seems like they just literally go all out on their animation style. We've seen so much of Common X, and the animations don't even compare. When Burn gets in the stadium, the reds, the violets, they pop and they look, mwah, chef's kiss to the animators with Burn's battles.
Very, very good job for them. I'm definitely pleased. More pleased than, we were at the beginning of the anime. It felt very lackluster, but this battle right here was an example of a really good battle, especially one that had a lot riding on it. They really pulled the stops out for it, and something that we really appreciate. One of the big things here, and the way that Common the way that Common wins. I wrote something here. I have no idea what it means, but I'm gonna find out. Anyways, Common uses. Okay, yeah. So he's going on about Phoenix Wing being the best, and it looks pretty grim for Common. And Burn has just we got like a nice little like fantasy like
Cool.
thing there in Common's head, and Burn looks like super sick, especially like his hair, the ends of his hair being on fire. Like
Yeah.
Burn's design is so cool. I wasn't too hype on it when he first came out, but like seeing him actually like pull the stops out in the anime is it's so good.
Yeah, they did it really well. Where he does this weird like we've always heard the time bay shift or whatever, but he literally like freezes time and then just like teleports behind his opponent um they I don't know what I was there's a comparison I was gonna say like a video game or something, but it was like yeah he just like puts his hand on his opponent's shoulder, like bay time shift, you're done for. It's like so funny.
Yeah, he really pulls the Omae mo Shindaru on him. We love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I wrote in here in the notes was Felix Swing. I do not know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Oh wait, that might be subtitles maybe? No idea. Either way. Common. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm gonna have to. I have so much. I don't have leeway like I normally do. Oh, we do get a really good look at Phoenix's avatar. I really like. I think it's okay compared to like a lot of the other ones. It's a little more ornate. I think the design is a little bit better. And Discord, thank you for doing this again to me. Thank you for. There we go. Weird. It does that normally. Either way. Very nice.
Okay.
I like the sort of flames coming out of its head. It's got like braids and then the, two-tone feathers going is super sick, and the tail feathers are also awesome. Really love the design of that. We get another instance of Common losing it in a good way. He gets so hyped to battle, and just like he just goes all out. And then there's something here with Chrome. I forgot what that was supposed to be. Oh wait, no.
Probably just his eyes.
Yeah, I think that was Chrome like taking notice of the battle, maybe, or maybe that was
Yeah, he
a
was like, so
flashback.
this is what they're about to do. He's like, this is some of my competition. Is like, okay, now they're taking it seriously. Or I think he wanted to see how Common would respond to Burn actually trying or something.
Yeah. And then we get a lot of this is more you just gotta watch the episode for yourself. And I think like the keystone takeaway here is that it was a really good battle. For the compared to the rest of the anime, this one was like the best battle that we had seen so far. And then we get a really sick extreme dash from Common, where he splits Drawn into like looks like 7 of them, which is just
Oh yeah, didn't he? I think Common did like 7 or 8 different extreme dashes. Like
yeah.
we saw him push his limit with the extreme dash that we knew with the rush bit always had the gimmick of being more efficient on the extreme line while not super sacrificing power. And it's really cool that he pulled out like a sextuple extreme dash, and they actually animated it with like all these drawn swords, dragons, which was pretty cool. That it was funny. It was like, yeah, we'll actually recommend watch this episode. It's like the first time we've said that on this channel.
Yeah, this is
Watch this anime now.
this was it the first time. It's like it's one of those animes where it's like the first half is just so draggy and there's like very little that happens, but once you hit like episode, I guess it was 23 or 24 whenever they started
Yeah, so
this series of battles, it
halfway
got
through the
good.
first season.
Yep, it gets good halfway through the first season. And we get this lovely image here. We get a nice face-off and just more great animation. And then we get a extreme finish burst combo, and Phoenix Wing is just destroyed, which was, it was so cool to see this. It was, it gave you that like like what is it? Not like butterflies in your stomach,
Butterflies.
maybe. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like you feel like a little bit lighter, sort of, and
Yeah.
it was just so hype. You were like in the moment with it, and yeah, Burn wasn't like too pleased at first. You can definitely see that he's sort of like, yeah, I lost, that sucks. But then he turns it around, and he's pretty happy. Um, and then he leaves on his helicopter, and this time I'm okay with it because the entire battle is over, and everyone has sort of, leveled the playing field. And now it's like, okay, the event's over. Now it's okay for you to go. I'm so happy they did that here instead of what they did in the manga, where it's like he's the first battle and then he just leaves his team behind. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun, a great battle overall.
Indeed. Good episode all around. I think
Definitely.
that about does it for the battle portion. I think we had a little wrap up here.
Yep. And we actually have probably the biggest thing to talk about in this episode. Um, but we get to see a little bit more of Shigeru, or is that Shiguru? Who is
Hmm.
Multi's sister. I don't know if that was revealed in the anime yet. But either
I
way,
don't. I think maybe, but I don't recall.
yeah, I'm not sure if they did or didn't yet. But either way, and there is an invitation that she has to Smash Brothers. Okay, no, we're kidding. But um, there is a card that has been sent out, and there are a bunch of these cards everywhere. And then I think there's like a little store moment that we get. And then, of course, we get the big,
Hmm.
massive reveal of a masked Blader with a Y on his helmet. And Common Y, as we have dubbed him, or I guess as the community has dubbed him. Now, we can theorize on who this could be. But either way, it seems like, based on the ending of episode 25, where a lot of our main, protagonist bladers got invitations to this base shuffle tournament, and then it shows Common Y. This might be a big player down the line, and maybe some kind of new alternate villain, or maybe a new member of Team Pendragon.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could make sense that it is the third member of Pendragon. Obviously, if it's going to be Common's replacement, Common Y, um, could be similar, but obviously we haven't even seen the third member of Pendragon, so it would be pretty sufficient if this was the hidden masked blader that wants to not reveal himself just like Common, and they're probably gonna have a face off. The loser takes off his mask or whatever. That's my theory, but overall, it was kind of a cool reveal. We haven't seen anything further about him, but I would guess to say that he is a member of Pendragon.
Yep. So that ends episode 25. A pretty packed episode, very good. Probably
Hmm.
at the time, definitely for me, beat out the gym episode, which until then was undefeated. But I think it's great to see an episode that takes itself seriously in the anime, and this is sort of like the big turnaround point, and we're definitely very happy. So that was episode 25. Absolutely fantastic. Next episode is 26, and we open up with a little duo of DJ AI and Ichigo. Um, yeah, Ichigo is something. I don't like that she's sort of shoving DJ out of the way because DJ's the best. But I believe this is where they
Hmm.
announce the Shuffle Battle Fest, where it is members of the Pro League and some former professionals who've now retired. They're coming back for a little exhibitional, and it is going to be a complete shuffle. So all the teams are mixed up. It is not going to be Team Persona and Team Zuganic and Team Yggdrasil and whatnot. It is all random. And we will talk about the pairings later on. That is something that we do get to, very fortunately. And there's just so much packed in for the next 4 episodes. Episode 26 was mostly just expositional, sort of showing us, what it's going to be. So we have the logo for the Shuffle Battle Fest, and then Maiden's explaining it. And then Taisho is getting very... yeah, it looks like he's about to kill you. This is what happens when you don't use chocolate in the sushi.
Yeah, that's what happens when you actually make bad sushi.
Yep, and then they do mention that the gold drawn sword is canon to the anime, and this time it looks like it is all gold, which Benchblade
looks better.
Please, you gotta do this. You gotta make a pure gold. Actually, that would probably suck because gold's kind of malleable. Either way. Yeah, I mean, you'd probably just
spray paint and make my own.
Yeah, put it in a display case and call it a day. But definitely a very cool looking Beyblade, and it is nice to get confirmation that the gold prize bays that we see in real life are, somewhat real in the anime. There's also a vote system that goes on for how teams progress, I suppose, which makes sense in the sort of social media digital age of Beyblade.
Because that's where they're talking a lot that they're doing collab videos for the Sushi Shop channel with their teams. They're all going to be on different teams, and they're like, yeah, Malty's like, yeah, we got to collab. We got to keep the page growing and show people what's going on. So the business aspect is still very strong, especially going in with these tournaments.
And I think in this capacity, it's a little bit nicer to see this is one of the instances where they do like the whole Baytube thing right, and how they're portraying it. Like if you go on Baytube in our reality, you've got the Blade Dragons, which is, in my opinion, the greatest Beyblade YouTuber collab ever. But you take a look at our channels and our friends' channels. There's always something going on. We're always messing around with each other in our streams, and doing little videos and projects together. And it's all a big happy family community. But that hasn't really been translated well thus far, and it's really nice to see that aspect of Baytube be represented in the anime. Next thing we get are some new team logos that we haven't seen. So we know that I believe this one was Yggdrasil. I think this one was Zuganic. This one is obviously Persona. And then we get a couple of new ones. We get this sort of weird oxen one. We get a lame carrot rabbit one, cow one. Did we talk about this?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we talked about this with Juice.
Yeah, I think we did do that. So I think we can move on.
I don't know if the screenshot's in the right place anyway.
Oh,
but
maybe. Maybe it got pulled from somewhere else by accident.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, new teams.
Yep. Bird is also dripping again, and this was actually an interaction with Hina, his biggest fan, the little girl, and I think this was an instance where she was battling with Phoenix Feather again, and probably. I think Bird was like being like, "Oh no, I don't know. I forgot what was going through his head." That's how
he's always worried about something.
Yeah, that's just how. Oh yeah, he's just contemplating his position on the team, which is nothing new for Bird. So, moving on from that, Common and Taisho are excited together again, and I think they're doing some kind of sushi thing.
Sushi party.
And I think we got the pirate ship and the bullhead here. Those were new. We hadn't seen those before. Yeah, you get a better look at them there. We also got confirmations that Carlo, Kadovar, Taisho, and Maiden were going to be fighting, and they were going to be like, special event players, so they're going to be sprinkled in, and I think that's a really fun dynamic to have. And of course, we got our boy here with a flattering smile. And then our greatest boy. And then, of course, we get Maiden. And interesting, they gave her the snowflakes that's reminding me of Frozen, and we're moving on.
Exactly.
Fuck Frozen. Oh yeah, and then I think
Taisho taking a shot.
Yeah, he's just
Especially
down in
getting drunk while
sake.
Maiden scolding him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I forgot what that was. And then we get the thing that Hina had made keychains of common and multi, which is super duper cute. And Bird was, they were like, Bird, you are part of our team, because I think Bird was like, he was like, I'm gonna quit, guys. I'm holding you back, and they're like, no, you're staying with us,
Hmm.
man. And then he started crying like a bitch, and yeah, that was pretty much the end of the episode. And oh yeah, and then they were like, yeah, we're gonna be Baytubers now, and oh yeah, and then we got
Now we get
silhouettes of UX. This episode
just
is
thrown in there at the end.
yeah, they just
It's
threw him
just
in
like,
there.
okay, it's like new tournament, new forgery of Bond for their team, new Beyblades. So, of course, Malta, goes and chefs it up, and we get revealed UX Bays, and they're pretty cool, pretty cool. We see we'll get into it. See them in a bit.
Yep. Now remember this. Remember that this is when they sort of revealed UX. It's all just silhouettes. We know what it is because if you've been keeping up with the products, you'll know that these are silhouettes that everyone has been talking about, and now that they're out, everyone has been battling with them. So this is our introduction in the anime to it, and then we do get some outlines of what the stuff is going to be, and that is literally it for UX's initial reveal. So next up, we have got episode 27. This was a really good episode. The rest of the episodes are really good. I think 26 is probably the worst out of this bunch, and even then, it wasn't too bad. It was mostly just exposition and kind of introducing us to like what the bass shuffle is, and it was also a little like it was half exposition, half Bird kind of waffling and going through depression. Pretty much, that was sort of the episode. Okay, yeah, it wasn't really that good, but we got some interesting stuff in it at least. There was some eye candy. I promise no more bad episodes for the rest of this episode of Blade Dragons. We start with Takami, our favorite secondary character, and he is about to quit the Pro League. After his defeat at the hands of Common, or I guess Burn, because he had that battle with Burn and Phoenix Feather.
He back when he was gonna fight and he switched Beyblades because he
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
using
that's it.
Phoenix Feather. Then he was like, I'm going back to Mont Blanc, and then he's just been second guessing himself as a blader ever since then. He thinks what do you say?
No, no, no.
He
He was
tries too much or
no, no, no.
something.
I don't think it was second guessing. It was just that he couldn't get another sponsor because he got dropped by Mountain Ramen, which was his original sponsor with the douchebag boss, and then they dropped him. No one else wanted him either because I guess of the way that he fights or whatever. He's like too rigid or too like by the book. He has like a style or whatever, and apparently that's a bad thing for some reason. So yeah, they were just kind of like throwing him out on the streets, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna quit Beyblade. And it did kind of suck. This episode, I would recommend watching as well. It really hits you in the feels if you're a Takami fan. But
Yeah, once again, an emotional battle, and it's really cool that they brought him back and they evolved his story even more because we got some exposition on him, and Metal did mention when we watched the anime, Takami does have a mother confirmed.
yes, he has a mom. It is yep. We have a mother in this one. I think in Metal Fight the only mother we ever heard mention of was Kenta's, like once
Probably.
in episode 1, and never again were there mothers in Metal Fight. And then we had Vault's mom in Burst, and
Iger's
Max's
mom
mom.
too,
Yeah, and Iger's mom, and then Max's mom in Plastic Gen.
plastic.
And so we do have mentioned that mothers exist in this world, so I guess, yeah, that's just a funny little
Characters
note.
are not all AI generated. They came from somewhere apparently.
The whole world is not 4X. This is supposed to be
Yeah.
real. And Takumi, as he's leaving, he passes by the bottom of the X Tower where he used to skulk around and crush the base of amateurs. And he goes up and he challenges all of the amateurs there, and they know him. And they're like, "Oh, I hope he's not here to crush the rookies." And what?
I guess. Oh, I guess there's a cutscene between when because Bird stumbles upon it. But yeah, so Takumi is doing like the 100,000 Beyblade challenge that we saw in Burst with Xander. Similar thing, but less standards. That he literally just battles until he physically can't anymore, and it's very cool that we see him not use Chompy. That he is doing this out of pure loyalty to the sport, and wants to help everyone at the bottom of the X Tower to see if they are even worth his time and if they can make him a better blader. So it's very good morals behind this battle challenge that Takami's doing.
Yeah, it's sort of like, his last straw. Yeah, I think there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of his emotion going on, and he's wondering if he's good enough. And, he goes through quite a bit, and then Bird shows up and battles him, and Bird is very close to winning. He lost by just a little bit, but I think instead of complaining about Bird sucking and losing again, I think in this instance it just kind of showed it was more focused on Takami. Like, yeah, Bird lost, but Takami was very close to losing. We know that Takami is a decent blader. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you're so close to losing to Bird, that says something. And at that point, he was starting to get really sweaty, and he was starting to
Yeah.
get on with it. And we can see here we actually get a use of Chain Blast. Forgot about that. A successful use of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't quite work, but it does do quite a bit of damage. And it was a very close match. It was very good to see that. And after a while, Takumi begins to lose all the battles against the amateurs, and the amateurs are like, "Oh yeah, this guy's not that good," and Takumi is just going down, going down. Bird is not happy watching it, and Takumi's other teammates are there as well, looking on. And even the amateurs start to get sort of like uncomfortable. Like Takumi is like just kind of
Mm-hmm.
breaking down in front of everybody. And then it gets to a boiling point. He loses for the last time, and he decides that he's going to crush his own Beyblade, which was huge. But then out of nowhere, Bird comes in and slaps Chompy out of his hand. And Bird gives him a very, very good speech, about his
Mm-hmm.
partner. Oops, we didn't see him. About his partner being Mont Blanc and not giving up on your dreams and everything. And God, Discord camera moment. Okay, there we go. We're back. And he gives him a little
And then of
speech.
course, yeah.
Yeah, and it
So
was yeah.
Bird says the nice things to Takumi. He says, "Don't bring your Beyblade partner into your own problems." And of course, Burn just shows up and's like, "Very well, ta ta, ha ha." I forget what he even says, but
He
he
he so he,
says Burn things.
Byrne was super funny in this because Byrne just shows up and he's wondering the same thing as Bird. He's like, "Yeah, do you really want to quit Beyblade?" And they sort of get him into a vulnerable state, and of course Byrne has no sponsors, and he's like, I mean, there's nothing left for me in the pro world. I can't do anything. And then out of nowhere, Byrne is just like, okay, yeah, well, we just bought your sponsor out, so you can get back on the pro circuit. And this is the moment that I was like, okay, Byrne is a good character. He's all right, because I didn't really like Byrne all that much for a while. He was very confusing to me. I liked how they handled him in the battle against Team Persona. This is what cemented it for me that Byrne is a good character in this anime. He just comes in and is like, "Yeah, I'm kind of curious if you really want to quit, because I just bought out your sponsor so you can keep Beyblading."
Casually dropping bands to just buy out the place. And it's like, okay, at least he's a good guy, a genuine down to earth guy. I mean, I don't know if I call that a down to earth action, but he cares for other people.
Yeah, he's not evil. Like he's a businessman, so it's
Yeah.
like he will do whatever to get what he wants. And he has the means to get it most of the time. But he's not a bad guy. He's not heartless in that sense. So I think Burn is a very, very good character. He's a nice foil to
Which
Common and King, a very
Yeah, that's what I was
memorable
saying.
team
Switch of
leader.
pace.
Yeah. It's like, 1 minute he can be opposition, the next minute he can, just be like, a decent guy. And I think that's really really cool that they did. That he just comes in and he's, just like, "Hey man, I did this and now you can keep Beyblading." It's like it's so cool. I fucking love that. And then
Yeah.
Bird, hands Takami back Mont Blanc, and Takami, gets his mojo back, and a really sweet moment. I really love that they dive into Takami so much. In the anime, it's like he loses and then he just kind of looks like an idiot. But here it's like he loses, and we get to see, like he keeps Bird loses all the time, but Takami is also now on a big losing streak, and we get to see how it affects him, and we get to see the struggles that he goes through, which I think is such a good decision for this anime. And maybe that's just because I grew up on Thomas the Tank Engine, and that show likes to focus a lot on its secondary characters, especially in the earlier seasons. So that could be leaking over into this. I like that Beyblade X focuses episodes and arcs on their secondaries a lot, but it's just very nice to see the world be built so much.
Hmm. Nice episode. Nice episode. Moving on.
No, no,
back
no,
to
wait,
the
wait, no, no, no.
action. No?
Yeah, there's still stuff. We get the team reveals at the end of this one.
Well, that's action. That's action. Back to
Oh,
the
okay,
action.
okay, sorry. I thought we were moving on to episode 20, and I'm like, wait, no, we still have so much to talk about. So we get the...
Past the emotions now.
Yeah, no more crying here. Get those tissues out of here. We get the reveals for the Battle Fest, or the Shuffle Battle Fest, and the teams here are just so good. We get Uni, Multi, and Toguru, which is a very interesting team. It's interesting that they decided to put the two prominent, girl bladers, or I guess two of the prominent girl bladers on one team, and they just mix them with Toguru, which is so
The
funny.
awkward guy.
Toguru, yeah, he's very awkward and mild-mannered, which is just so funny. And they put him on the team with the girls, which is just hilarious. And then Bird is obviously getting very nervous about collabing with other people. The next team we get was Takami, Zanamos, and Kadovar. Oh yeah, here it is. Which is a very interesting team. I forgot who these characters were.
I was like, he's reading off of something. Does he not know he just flip pages?
Yeah, no, I got my laptop open so I don't have to keep swapping to the notes. But yeah, so we get Zanamos, Takami, and Kadovar, which is a really fun team. I think I'm more excited for Takami and Kadovar to be together. Zanamos is like the least interesting character out of all the ones that we've seen so far. He's just kind of the like big human wall defense type Riddler character. He's just kind of a weirdo.
I don't like him.
Yeah, he's really annoying.
I don't like his catchphrases. He's just not a good character in my opinion. That I'm still pissed that he fucked over Bird like that.
Yeah, that was so stupid. That's like the only part of the Yggdrasil Persona battle that I don't like. I think that was just so stupid. But we went over that last week, or last month, I guess. But yeah, so I'm so excited to see Kadovar kick some ass. I hope he wins. If he doesn't, I'm going to cry. Next team that we got is Bird, Maiden, and Carlo, which is so cool. Carlo and Bird being on the same team is a lot of fun, so we're going to get to see, the Strike Hawk duo, mess it up. And then you throw Maiden in the mix, I'm really hoping that Maiden just, like, destroys whoever she faces. I hope she, like, pulls out, just out of nowhere, all this power and then just creams whoever. So that's going to be very interesting. So then we get Burn, Chopin, and a Mystery Blader, which we will learn the identity of this Mystery Blader. Spoilers, it isn't Common Y. It is actually someone probably a little bit more interesting at this point in the anime, because we just kind of got an intro to Common Y a little bit ago. And, that's sort of still fresh in your head at this point, so you're wondering, oh, is it Common Y? It's not. It's someone even better, debatably. But yeah, Burn and Chopin is a very interesting duo, and their battles are definitely going to be something spectacular when we get to that. And they show a little more of that. And the last team we get is probably my favorite, is Common, King, and Taisho. And we get to see these guys interact with each other in the next couple episodes, and it is just like peak Beyblade X so far. It is so cool. These three are just Love them.
This team is so overpowered, man. You got two captains and then the legend himself with the sushi on his head that has been Beigoma-ing since Beigoma was created, as old as time. Turtle Hermit Sage Taisho.
You do know
Making up all
Beigoma
his
was.
backstory.
You do know Beigoma dates back to like the 16th century. Are we saying that?
We don't have canon age for Taisho.
Yeah, you know, that's a fair point.
Turtle
Yeah.
Hermit Turtle Hermit Taisho, man. He could be 80,000 years old.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, that would explain why he's so short. It's like after certain.
Exactly. He just keeps shrinking. Gravity has really messed him up over the centuries.
Oh, that 9.81 G's is just killing him now. Oh my
Crazy.
word. But yeah, so we get through all the teams. It is so stacked, and we're not even like halfway through the Bay Shuffle. What's really nice though is the fact that we do not have any filler after this. And I think the last thing that is notable about this episode is just sort of, you know, like launcher upgrades. So Common is using the drawn Buster launcher, and in another shot you can see it's got the red underside. Bird is now, I believe, using the red grip, and he's got the red underside for the string launcher.
String launcher, yeah.
And then Multi is upgraded to a white string launcher and white grip, which is, you know, I honestly really like that they're showing like the different colors and stuff for, you know, the characters in the anime. And it's really nice to see them customize the launchers. The only issue I have with this is that they didn't give them custom cards on these. That would have been like the peak, but you know, I'm just happy that there's like a mix of stuff here anyways, so that's really nice to see. And then we get our first battle reveal, and that is pretty much where 27 ends and 28 begins. And right off the bat for 28, we're just going to jump right into it. Parents' Day, which is so funny. Bird is the kid, and then Carlo and Maiden are the parents, which is just so funny. It'd be even more hilarious if that was canon. It 100% probably is not. But
That's great. It's like, okay, Bird, you literally need someone to look after you, or else you will just have a mental breakdown and collapse in the stadium. So you get your babysitter that's already on your side, Maiden, and then your homeboy Carlo that you guys shared an apple juice together. So
Yep.
that's good. It's a fun thing, and it's really funny that the translation that the community made for this is Team Parents' Day.
Yeah, it's so funny. I forgot that Carlo and Bird had apple juice together. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay. Discord cam screwing over again. I think we had. Oh yeah, we get more AI. Oh yeah, we had a couple of new teams show up. We had a sloth and a boar team, and those were new, which were pretty interesting. I don't know if we're gonna see these yet, or if these are just whatever. But
We haven't seen spoiler. We haven't seen a single new team for any of these logos that we've seen. I think we've seen like almost a dozen new logos, and we haven't gotten wind of any of these teams. So I don't know.
It's kind of weird. But either way,
Mhm.
what? So, for
I told you. I was just like, I accidentally uploaded this picture.
oh my god, I forgot about that. So, for some context, we were, I think it was
There's one more too.
It was in between episodes, or maybe in the middle of this. Something happened, and we paused, and Mim came in, and we were chatting with him, and Mim has Beyblades all over the place in his house. He has them like in the sink in his kitchen, all over his bathroom, at his desk, on his desk, under his desk. There's probably like a blade or two stuck to his ceiling, and he just had like a bowl of food, and there was just a Beyblade in it for no reason.
Why is Beyblade in my mac and cheese or whatever it is? I think there's one more picture I took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So another night of ridiculous meme sky. Back to Beyblade. Top 3 in the individual voting will form a dream team. Oh, I see. So, okay, yeah. So you're not only fighting for, you know, your team to advance, but also for, I guess, the votes. So I guess what matters here is.
So I think that they.
Yeah, I think the way that it works
I think
is.
they said that.
Go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Go ahead. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so they said that you don't have to worry about your team dragging you down if you perform best out of your team or whatever, that you can get voted forward. So I guess there's a different aspect to keep you in the battle if your team doesn't perform as well as your star blader. So there's a rebound kind of technique for this shuffle tournament, which is pretty fun that they're doing more social aspects.
Yeah, it's more than just battling and winning. You have to, put on a good show for everybody. So, I think if, you were to do just sort of a one-shot KO, it would be very lame for the audience. But
Hmm.
the audience, I like to hype over nothing, just like real Beyblade fans. Excuse my yawn there. But yeah, so that is the focus of this, which is very interesting. And then I guess we got another nice shot of the sloth and the boar in higher quality, which is excellent. And then we also get 2 DJs, which is beautiful. We love that. And we also get confirmation of the Gold Hell Scythe, and Taisho is dreaming of it being his. And then we get Star Eye Sushi Boy up here, our goat.
So we've seen gold hell scythe and gold drawn sword so far.
Yep. Very nice. So now we need gold land claw and gold knight shield. Next up, something that's very interesting is how Burn treats Chopin, and oh yeah, Ichigo is confirmed to be the third member of Burn's team, which is really funny.
We'll see how she does that and how she's actually a blader, which honestly makes complete sense, but is the most out of pocket thing that I literally could have thought of on how she could have been a real blader. It's like Pinocchio times 10, shot in the future.
Yeah, it was just insane how they did this, but yeah, Ichigo's confirmed to be the third blader, the mystery blader, which is fun. And Burn is just really sweet to like both of them, which is just so cool. It's nice to see that like, everyone is like very friendly with each other when they're off when they're not fighting each other in Beyblade, which is really nice. And I think that's a very good foundation to have for your characters in Beyblade. Something that we saw in in a lot of the other animes. I know in later seasons of the crap, was it Bakuden Shoot, the other teams that they fought, know them and are somewhat friendly with them.
Yeah.
Something that was very huge in Shogun Steel and Metal Fight, main crew was constantly going around the world and like contacting their friends from the World Championships, which was a lot of fun. I think Burst was also very similar in that aspect. There was a lot of intermingling for friends there. So something that is great to see here. Once again, a staple of Beyblade. We also get reveal that Kadovar is going to be I guess one of was it the announcer or a guest judge, I suppose.
I think he's a guest judge type announcer. So we get DJ AI and Kadovar, the Glasses Gang, being the announcers for this, which is very funny, fitting.
It's so good. The two best characters in the anime, and they just get to have so much fun together. I love that they're doing this with the characters, and they're given like all kinds of new pair ups. Oh my goodness, we wouldn't see naturally. Just so cool. And I think now, yeah, we're jumping into the first battle. This is a 6 screen of King. He's looking menacing. It's King and Burn, which is a battle that we did not see in the manga. And this is a super, super cool battle, too. They go super hard on the animation. It looks really good. And it's a really fun time. And we get to see King really, spread his wings and show that, yeah, he may have lost to Common, but Burn also lost to Common, and King is not someone to be taken lightly. And you can see he does get the jump on Burn as well, which is so super cool. I'm kind of rushing through this because this is a great battle. You should go watch the episode. I'm recommending the anime now.
It's insane.
It is just so beautiful. And then in the end, we get the double burst finish reveal, which was just so cool.
Which was something that we didn't expect. That this battle was insane. It's really cool that they kept King on the same level as Burn and Common. So I mean, I guess Common still reigns supreme over them, but they're all like boss level Beyblades, which is really cool. And they were all tied at one point, so it really came down to like that last clinch of a battle between them. Well, I guess not. I guess the rivalry still stands between Burn and King, so
Mm-hmm.
the hierarchy there, they're tied right behind Common. So
Yep.
yeah, we didn't get a 2 out of 3 because
Oops.
it's a tournament battle.
Yep. But what was really nice afterwards is that they shook hands and they're like, "Yep, we're gonna settle this soon." And it's a nice like friend rivals moment. And then for no reason, they're just like, "Okay, Drawn Buster exists." So and Elliot's got his right there, brand spanking new. I'm gonna get one soon, hopefully. But that's for another day. We just, for whatever reason, they're just like, okay, so now we're gonna reveal Drawn Buster. And
Yeah.
remember from episode, I think it was 25 or 26, all we got were some silhouettes and some schematic things on at Thai shows, and now they're just like, so yeah, multi cooked.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just kind of ridiculous. And then Common just pulls out this brand new Beyblade. It's just like, what the hell is this? And this is a really
Yeah.
interesting battle because he fights Chopan, which is super sweet. Now, yeah, we get more, eye candy of Drawn Buster, and it looks decent enough in the anime.
Mm.
And then, of course, we get this. This is the greatest screenshot ever. We love the two best. And Chopan is. Oh yeah, we get
we get backstory. We get backstory of Chopin.
We get backstory on Zuganic. It shows a flashback of King picking Toguro and Chopan, and it's funny. He picks Toguro because of his his ability to get into the opponent's head before the battle, and sort of like swish around and then use that to get his win. And of course with his more aggressive styled stamina type. And then Chopin is apparently just a really powerful launcher. She's just she's got a lot of strength and she's basically a superhero kind of. And the reason she said that she lost 10 times in a row, King notices it's because she's just too strong to just have the regular winder. She needs the grip, and it's something that we do get to see here in the battle. And I think this is Rhino Horn showing up. Oh yeah, so Chopin was using a special move, and then Drawn Buster just dodges. One thing I will say about Drawn Buster, this is like probably one of the only negative things I'll say today, is I don't like its spinning animation. I think this is an instance where the open style spinning animation hurts it, because I'm just not huge on the, not evenly symmetrical, or not circular rather. It's not designed to be circular. It's designed around the, the sword point being the focal point of this Beyblade. I really don't like the way that it looks when it's spinning. I think that's just a me thing, but I would much rather it be like Metal Fight where it was closed and it was all just, one blur like it is in, in real life.
Yep, we'll see more of it going forward. But it was kind of weird they brought out Drawn Buster against Chopin, which doesn't exactly seem like the most boss type combo to break out your brand new UX Bay. But I guess it does make sense that they did that just to get the products out there. It's already released at this point, so why not just throw it in there and get it going? So it's a good battle.
Yep. And we accidentally jumped into episode 29. Oops. Oh well. So yeah,
well.
I think it ends with like the reveal of Drawn Buster, and then 29 just picks up on the battle.
Yeah,
So-
I think it just showed. Yeah.
Yep.
Like that.
It's just kind of seamless there. And then, yep, so Common wins, which is actually surprising to everyone because, Rhino Horn is like unmovable. And we saw what it did to Hell's Scythe. And Common is able to actually throw it. And I think he gets an extreme finish or something.
Yeah, I think he did something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, but very
Or bursted
impressive.
it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, that was probably the lamest battle. It was kind of expected that he was going to win, especially because he used Drawn Buster. It didn't feel special. When he pulled out Drawn Dagger, I think it was against King he did it.
King, yeah.
It was like, oh my goodness, he's got this new Beyblade, and now he's going to defeat the big man with it. And it's like, oh, that's cool. And it's like, and then it's like this random shuffle contest, and it's like, yeah, I got this new Beyblade. I'm gonna defeat this little girl with it. I was like, okay, you're tough shit. Good for you. Yeah, it It's kind of interesting. Now, this is where we get to see Ichigo. Now, this little buddy right here, don't be fooled by his cute exterior. He's actually a T-1000 model Terminator sent back from the future to kill Bird Kazami, whose real name is John Connor. Okay, I'm kidding. But basically, this is a shape-shifting robot that allows Ichigo to take on a physical form, which is, yeah, pretty cool.
Very funny. Makes somewhat sense, but okay.
Yep. I think it's interesting technology. It's sort of, it's like 4X, we asked like what else can 4X do? This is something that 4X can do, which please let DJ have a Beyblade, and please let him battle in this robot at some point. I need that. I need Kadovar versus DJ. Please, animators, do it for me. Do it for us. We want it. We want it so bad. And then we get this very interesting Wyvern Gale that has a Pikachu tail coming out of it. So we have to wonder if Pikachu just got too enthusiastic while eating the strawberry and got sucked into it or something like that. That was the first thing that Juice noticed. And a very interesting, I think the Beyblade was called either Berry Bomb or
Berry Bomb.
Yeah, it was some weird name. Kind of interesting. But it's basically just a stock Wyvern Gale with a fruit on it. So, looks a little too delicious to be a Beyblade. And, yeah, we got another thing there. And Kadovar and DJ are just like, yeah, that's okay. That's cool. And then we get a very interesting reveal. Taisho uses a stock Shark Edge. It's actually called Tuna Edge. And it was hard to tell with the autosubs, but it seemed like Tuna Edge was either something that either multi 3D printed or it's like a exclusive Tournament Bay, which I think if it was like a Tournament Bay exclusive, I don't know if you remember from Metal Masters when the two DJs fought in that one episode, they both had like super limited like Tournament Bays or like prizes. And like, all the other characters that were watching the battle, they're like, oh my god, these Beyblades are so awesome. It's like, I kind of wish that they did something like that for like, their Beyblades as seasoned professionals. But either way, Tuna Edge is kind of cool, very appropriate for Mr. Sushi Master here. And I think it's a lot of fun that Taisho uses that as his Beyblade. I think it's very appropriate too.
I really hope that they give out these recolors in like a random booster or something. It would be so good to get. I mean, Ichigo's Beyblade's kind of cool, but if they did that, they did Tuna Edge, and then I don't recall if there's any other ones, but they definitely need to release these.
I think Takara's biggest mistake with
Strikehawk.
Yeah.
Blanc. Yeah, they can do a 4 random booster right there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the big issue that a lot of people have, one of the huge things is the random booster selects. Now, I think a really good decision that they could have done for the random booster select would have been to give the specific anime recolors. So, like, for the, the first was the Viper Tail one? For the Viper Tail one, Viper Tail's the prize, but the other two are Strikehawk and Mont Blanc, because those are also relevant in the anime. So it's like, no matter what you get, you're still getting, like, you're getting a Beyblade that is used. And then for the Sphinx Cow one, they could have just had all 3 of them be the stock combo, because that's what shows up in the anime. And I think people, would have been fine with that too. And then for I don't know what they could have done for the UX one, but like for the next one, you can throw in Strawberry, Wyvern, and Tuna Edge and make that a thing. I think that there are so many better ways they could have handled the selects, and the way that they're doing it really sucks. And I'm pretty sure that is a very cold take. Everyone is, I think there's very few people that do stand up for the random selects as they are. I think the concept is cool, but they could have been so much better. Wasted potential.
Yep. Little deviation here. I just saw Crimson Customs. Thank you for checking out the channel. I just saw he commented on our recent post there. He said now he's gonna have to make a Naruto Bay. So thanks for checking out the channel, man. Welcome.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Crimson.
We love you, Crimson. Your customs are great. Back to the anime. I think the next thing here was. Oh wait, yeah, no, I think yeah, Multi did make the Shark Edge
Hmm.
or something like. I don't know. The auto subs made it weird to decipher. One thing that was super funny was Taisho's. Taisho needs a step stool.
Yeah.
He's so short. Even on platform sandals, he is so short.
Hmm.
He needs a uh, uh, a step stool just so he can reach the stadium. And we get a little stuff there. Then we do get a reveal that it is just the stock combos, which is pretty cool. You know, and these are like
Really.
these are fun recolors. I wish we got to see these.
Hmm.
And then we
But sentient sushi in canon public. So this sushi is seen by many people nationwide. So I don't know. Well, I'm kind of mad. They gave him tuna sushi or tuna blade. Why can't you get a sushi blade?
yeah, I think tuna's all right though. At least they
Yeah.
didn't give him like pizza edge or something stupid like that. But yep. Sushi Boy counts down the one with everyone, which is just so fun. It's so wholesome. Best part of the episode, hands down. And then we get to see this epic battle here, and for what it is compared to like Burn and Common's battle, it's not that explosive, but the stuff that does happen is certainly a lot of fun. And we do get to see Taisho Extreme Dash, and he's got a big tuna avatar here, which is just so fun. I love that. He looks so goofy.
It does.
And then oh, we also get recolors. We'll talk about those in a sec. But Taisho wins. He beats Ichigo by just a little bit, but he still wins, and that's great. Ichigo, she can be a little annoying sometimes, so it's great to see Taisho win against the Terminators. Good job. Don't let the AI beat you.
Exactly.
Humans all the way. And then next up, we've got some interesting recolors. So we've got a fruity looking Viper Tail recolor, but then we get a Wyvern recolor in Batman colors. And, we've been calling Kadovar Batman the entire time. We've been calling him Man, like the Arkham subreddit, likes to have it. We got Batman colors. Come on, you got to do it. You got to have a Halloween episode where Kadovar dresses up as Batman and uses Batman Wyvern.
It is cool or interesting that Maiden looks like she uses Wyvern, maybe?
I'm not sure. I think those are the opponents that they beat, maybe?
Are they? Okay.
I think so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, cool recolors.
I think what would have been really interesting would be Bay Shuffle, where you have to use other people's Beyblades. Maybe that's an idea they'll play around with at some point.
Because we have seen that bays don't really have sentiment to people, really.
Yeah.
That they will just kind of swap bays. Like, forget what was it, Bird used someone else's Beyblade, or Common used Hell Scythe, or whatever, so...
Yeah,
they're different
the
bays
gym
being
episode.
swapped around.
Yeah, the gym episode, Maiden had Common use different Beyblades, which was a lot of fun. We got to see some interesting stuff there. So, you are able to use other Beyblades, not just your own, which is they're fleshing that out more, and I think that's a lot of fun. Or maybe, I guess we're fleshing it out more. They are too.
Yeah.
It's a joint effort. The next scene is very hype. We actually we get to see Chrome, and it's very interesting. Now, apparently, you can just make a copy. There's two Cobalts for whatever reason, and Chrome goes up against the bot, and the bot has data of, I think, Chrome's launch. It is. And Chrome's launch is so powerful, it fries the bot. And the bot, breaks down. And then Chrome gives a very destructive performance. We can see that there's way more sparks than usual. And there's, you can hear a notable grinding sound when he's attacking. And,
Like a buzzsaw.
yeah, it's very, very noticeable. And he just destroys the other Cobalt. And it's just no contest. And, it's really cool to see Chrome just, go all out and be this, menacing figure in the Beyblade world. And, you know, like we started this episode, it's so funny. We started with like Chrome being very intense, and we end this monthly review of Beyblade X anime with Chrome being a badass again. I think it's very fitting.
Perfect.
Just so good, yeah. But I'm certainly excited to see what they do with Chrome going forward.
Yeah, the power scaling for Chrome is about as what we expected. We didn't know how they were going to portray the power, but he literally almost ground like this Cobalt Drake to dust. Like it sounded like he just came in there with a sharpened blade and just extreme over finish, burst finish, and it's like, okay, this man just blinked and crushed himself. So in theory, you're only as strong as yourself, right?
Yeah.
Bird's always as strong as himself, and loses just like himself.
Yeah, pretty much. So that is pretty much going to end off our expedition into the Beyblade X anime for this month. I believe we're going to be back to 4 episodes next time when we talk about this at the end of May, which happy May 1st.
Yes.
We are now in the middle month of Q2, which is insane. And I think Hasbro's dropping next month in the US. It just doesn't feel real. Yep. You know, it's not even a year since Beyblade X dropped. Dropped in July of last year, and now it's
July. Yeah.
Time really flies.
Almost. We're coming 8-10 months. Yeah, so it's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. I look back on the past like 10 months, and I'm definitely very proud of what we've been able to accomplish on the Blade Dragons and our own channels, which you guys should go subscribe to right now because we do a lot of awesome stuff. Elliot is on the precipice of 2K, so go get his channel up to 2K. We're so close. We're going to have the Samson 2K party very soon.
Yeah, thank you all so much for your support. This has been a wild ride, and it's just getting started. We got a lot of content left to cover. Glad the anime is coming up to fruition and matching the hype for the products. Honestly, I think that I'm at the point now where the anime has overtaken the products. I don't know. I wasn't the most hype about the UX releases, but this anime is getting me hyped. So I'm excited to cover this next month, and hopefully you guys are also enjoying the products and the anime. Let us know, which do you prefer as of now, the anime or the products? Because I think my role has switched from being more liking the products to this anime is getting pretty sick.
That is a tough question. I think there's a lot of ways to look at it, but I think as of right now, in the moment, the anime has taken over the products. I'm honestly a little bit bored with the products right now. It feels stale. And I think a lot of that is also because everything is just in the normal extreme stadium. I think we really need that 3-player stadium to mix things up. I think that's going to be a very big game changer when it comes out. I'm very excited for that. I believe that's coming out this month. So definitely look out for those videos on the 3-player stadium. And then, of course, Hasbro is going to be dropping their stadium, which is a bit different, and their bucket stadium, which we're going to have all kinds of fun destroying the world with. But yeah, be sure to let us tell us what you guys think. Are you pro anime right now or pro toys? If you're pro manga, we're gonna have words. Now we're kidding. If you like the manga, let us know because I'm very curious.
Yeah.
A couple of Blade Dragons updates. We are going to be doing some fun stuff in the summer. I'm not going to spoil exactly what we're going to do, but look out for some very fun content coming this summer. I'm very excited about it. And yeah, check out our channels and watch the anime now because it's decent. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this month's anime review.
Sounds good, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Blade Dragons, out.